Normally I'm pretty good about keeping our oil in the generator up to snuff, but with all the work we've been doing around the homestead lately, I've kind of let it go, and unfortunately last night we had an issue with it. So I'm going to go out and take a look at the generator, do an oil change on it, and see if we can't get her going again. All right, so here's our generator. It is a Champion Inverter Generator, 4650. And last night it was acting like the oil was low, so that's what I'm assuming is wrong with it. So first thing I want to do is check the oil. Assuming it's low, I'm gonna put some oil in it, start it up, and let it run for a few minutes to warm up the oil that's in there, so it'll be easier for me to drain. I gotta clean this thing out this year. Okay, so the oil is definitely low and a bit milky, so we're gonna go ahead and put a little oil in here, top it off, and we'll start it and let it run for a few minutes. Okay, so now go ahead and get it started. Okay, so now that we've got it warmed up, what I'm going to try to do is position the generator sideways so I can have access to the drain plug. Okay, so now that that's all done, oh, by the way, if you're draining out of this, don't tip the generator over, because you'll pour that oil all over the place. It'll come right out of the fill tube, and that just sucks. Then it'll look like this. Huh. Crazy. It does take a long time, even if it's hot, it seems like, the drain, which is never cool. I don't like that about this generator. But all right, so now we're going to go ahead and fill it up. Now it calls for 10:30, but I use 5:30 in the winter time. And since I don't really know how much it takes, I just fill up a little bit, check the level, fill it up, check the level. All right, so once I have oil on the stick, I'll go ahead and put the stick in. We're going to start it up, let it run for a minute, and then we're going to check the level again and just top it off. Now I know that we don't really need to do that because we're not changing any oil filters, but I like to do it anyways. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start her up. And like I said, you don't have to do this. It's not a requirement. I like to do it just out of habit. It's what you would normally do on your car. And that is check the oil again. So I think I'm going to add a little more oil to it. Just a little bit. Like I said, you can just fill it up to the appropriate level. You don't have to start it and run it, but I just do out of habit. Now, I think we're there. Now I should be changing it probably more often than I do. We do run this during the winter time quite a bit. I do try to change the oil about every, I don't know, 4 or 5 times we run it. Now normally I'm up to date on getting this thing changed, but this time I wasn't. So now that it's changed, we're going to go ahead and get it back into position, get it started up, and we're actually going to be plugging in the solar system into it to top off our batteries. So now that the generator, the oil change is done on the generator, we can kind of, now we don't really have to worry about that for quite a while. But you know, we have been running that thing quite a bit this winter. And so, you know, maintaining your equipment is just as important as having the equipment itself. And, you know, I've got to just do a better job of getting out here and checking my dates and checking my hours and getting the oil changes done, you know, timely. So we rely on that thing. But we have considered upgrading, going to something else. We need a generator for the shop. I'm not really sure yet what we're going to do, but we'll figure it out. So, but until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you folks on the next video.